Hey, I'm Sam. Welcome to Brickwall Pictures. Today I'm going to be looking at the brand new BFI Sight and Sound list. If you're unfamiliar, the Sight and Sound list is a pretty big deal in the film community. It is a massive poll about the best movies ever made, conducted by the BFI, which is the British Film Institute. This is a list that gets updated every 10 years. So the last one was in 2012, and now the 2022 edition just came out at the time of recording. I have not looked at it yet. What I'm going to be doing is looking at this in real time and giving you my gut reactions on the movies, at least the ones that I've seen. I'm sure there will be probably a whole bunch that I haven't seen yet. But I will be giving you my reactions to every movie on the new Sight and Sound poll and giving them either a thumbs up that yes, I think they deserve to be in there in the top 100 movies of all time, or a thumbs down if I think they maybe don't belong there. I don't know any of the movies that are on here. I know what has been on past BFI's lists, like in general. I don't have it memorized or anything because I'm not a weirdo. I do know what the top movie is though, both because it is on the banner image on the website page and because it's been all over like film Twitter and whatnot. People are talking about the new movie because it is a fresh pick for the top spot. It was Vertigo previously, I think, and before it was Vertigo, it was Citizen Kane, I believe. So this is the 8th edition of the poll. I can see here that 1,639 critics, programmers, curators, archivists, and academics all submitted their ballots to this. So that's a pretty large pool to pull from. But unlike the, let's say, IMDb lists or Letterboxd lists, which I made videos going through, these are people who all have bona fide credentials as people who know what they're talking about when it comes to cinema. I'm gonna be pretty strict here. If I'm like, you know, if a movie's good and I'm like, I don't know, but top 100, I'm gonna be strict. I'm gonna be much harsher than I was with the IMDb and Letterboxd lists. Okay, getting started here. I see there is a multi-way tie for the 95th spot. There is no 100. Instead, there are 6 movies all tied for 95th place. Get Out is on here. So let's take this one at a time. Get Out. I'm actually going to say no on the very first one. Get Out is good. I don't think it's top 100 good. It's great thematically. Like the social commentary is great. It has a brilliant core premise. I think the third act is outright messy, and I don't think it's that incredible of a film. It's good. Don't misconstrue this for me saying it's not a good movie, because it is a good movie. It's a very good movie. But top 100, I don't think so. At least it is toward the bottom of the list, but I'm going to say that's a no on the very first movie on the list. Something worth noting is that the BFI is looking at cinema from all around the world, whereas I don't think it'll be out by the time this video's out, but I did a video looking at the AFI Top 100, which is the American Film Institute. Unlike the British Film Institute, which looks at movies from all around the world, the American Film Institute is only looking at American cinema. BFI is everywhere, so there should be a whole lot more variety. Okay, next up is The General. The General is great. It's one of Buster Keaton's best movies. It's not my favorite of his movies. It probably is his best, though. I think it is better than Sherlock Jr., which is one that I would say is my favorite of his. Obviously very important for film history. Are we taking film history into account? And if we are, how much does that factor in? I think The General gets a thumbs up. Black Girl, I have not seen. Tropical Malady, I have not seen. Once Upon a Time in the West is great. That is an excellent Western. That one gets a thumbs up. A Man Escaped is excellent. That's a huge thumbs up. A Man Escaped is one that I might expect to see much higher on a list like this. I would put it higher, personally, than tied for the bottom spot. Like, just to say that A Man Escaped and Get Out are on the same level feels a little ridiculous to me. Next up, Madame D, I have not seen. The Leopard I have not seen. Ugetsu I haven't seen. I haven't seen any of these 3. So we jumped from a bunch of ties for 95th to a bunch of ties for 90th. EE I have not seen. I'm looking forward to watching this one soon, though. Edward Yang is a filmmaker who I don't think I've seen any of his movies yet, but I'm looking forward to going through his like whole body of work. Parasite. I like seeing Parasite on there, and I'll give it a thumbs up. I think around 90th is a respectable spot for it. Chungking Express, I have not seen. Wong Kar-wai is another filmmaker who has a lot of work I need to go through still. I've seen In the Mood for Love, but I haven't seen many of his other movies yet. The Shining, that's thumbs up. That one's good to be on there. Histoire du Cinéma. This is Jean-Luc Godard, but I haven't seen this particular one. The next one is also Jean-Luc Godard, and this one I have seen. Pierre LeFou, and that one gets a thumbs up. Pierre LeFou is really great, a very important French New Wave film. Also just extremely entertaining in the way that it is constantly changing up what it's about and even like what genre it is from scene to scene. Spirit of the Beehive I have not seen, but this one is very high up on my watch list. Blue Velvet, big thumbs up. I love seeing David Lynch on a big list like this. I would put like all of his movies if this was my personal list. I don't know if any of his other movies will be on here. I would guess Mulholland Drive is probably on here, but the rest of his movies I would be pleasantly surprised to find on here. Celine and Julie Go Boating. I am not familiar with this one actually at all. A Matter of Life and Death. I have not seen. Modern Times, I think, is pretty good. If there's going to be one Chaplin movie on the list, I think it should be The Great Dictator. Modern Times is good, but I don't know. I'm always kind of torn on like when we go back to the silent era, because like there's a lot of good movies from the silent era that are obviously incredibly important for film history, but for me, there's this question of how much does its importance in cinematic history, how much does that actually directly correlate to the greatest movies ever made? Because we're talking about movies made in an era where cinema was still finding its footing, in an era where like half of the viewing experience, sound wasn't really there yet, where the stories aren't all that ambitious. Like Modern Times is funny and there's really impressive stunts going on and gags, but when we start talking like, okay, great, 100 greatest movies ever made, it does kind of feel like a stretch to me to put Modern Times in there. I think I'm going to give it a thumbs down for that reason. If we're talking the 100 most important movies ever made, then absolutely Modern Times is in there. If we're talking greatest, I don't think I can give Modern Times the thumbs up. A Brighter Summer Day, like I mentioned, that's Edward Yang again. This one I am very much looking forward to seeing. I'll probably do an Edward Yang double feature at some point with this and EE before I check out any of his other stuff. Satin Tango is one that I will be watching. This is Bellatar's super long one, 7.5 hours long. I will watch it eventually, but it is it's a bit of a time sink to get through that one. I have seen a Bellatar movie though. I've seen The Turin Horse from Bellatar, and I thought it was quite good. So I will be watching his other movies. Sunset Boulevard, that's a big thumbs up. I like seeing that one. Sancho the Bailiff is another one that's pretty high up on my watch list, but I haven't seen yet. Imitation of Life, I have not seen. And if you've been around this channel for a while and you saw my other list videos, you might already know that anime is a big gap for me. I've basically seen like no anime. I've seen a couple based on which ones I got early screening passes to. I've seen Your Name, I've seen A Silent Voice, and I've seen the fucking Sword Art Online movie. I've never seen the Sword Art Online TV show. That one was not good at all. But that's basically all I've seen for anime because I got early passes to those three and reviewed them all. Journey to Italy and Love Ventura I've not seen. Love Ventura is high up on my list. Journey to Italy, not quite so much, but I'm sure it's probably good. Metropolis is a thumbs up. Metropolis is excellent. This is one from the silent era that I do think does enough to make it into the greatest of all time list. The Gleaners and I. It's interesting that they're not strictly focusing on narrative films in this list, which is something that a lot of the other lists have. This one is not a traditional narrative film. The Red Shoes, I've not seen. La Jetée, I also have not seen. This one is a short film, though. It even says the rare short film in this list. Andrei Rublev is a big thumbs up. Tarkovsky is great. It's not my favorite Tarkovsky, so I am expecting more Tarkovsky to be on the list, frankly. We're already up in the 60s because of all the tying going on. It makes the numbering of this list a little wacky. Like, you go from 67 to 72. Tukibuki, I have not seen. I've heard really good things about this one, though. Casablanca is an easy thumbs up. The Third Man, that's thumbs up. It's a great one. Goodfellas, big thumbs up. I love to see Goodfellas get the respect that it deserves. Daughters of the Dust, I am not familiar with at all, actually. Oh, Moonlight. Glad to see Moonlight. I like seeing Moonlight, especially up this high. Moonlight is one that came out after the last Sight and Sound poll. Same with Parasite, I didn't mention, but I think those are the only two like really recent movies. Let me see if there's anything else that came out post 2012. Oh, Get Out, of course, right. But I gave Get Out a thumbs down. So yeah, the only three movies that have come out so far since the last BFI poll have been Get Out, Parasite, and Moonlight. And even though I am giving Get Out a thumbs down, I do think it makes sense as a pick, especially because like the cultural impact that movie had is important, and that is worth considering. It depends how strongly you weight like the zeitgeistiness of a movie when you're putting together a list like this. Personally, I don't really think the zeitgeisty component should factor into it, even though I think it does in a lot of lists. Anyway, Moonlight I think is fully deserving to be on here. I think Moonlight and Parasite are really two of the best movies to have come out in recent years. La Dolce Vita I have not seen yet. As far as Fellini goes, I think I've only seen 8.5, which I would expect to be on this list. Sans Soleil I have not seen. This is another one that's not a traditional narrative. Oh, Sherlock Jr. is on here. Sherlock Jr. is my preferred Buster Keaton movie, and I think it is really good. I think I would give that one a thumbs up. See, for me, Sherlock Jr. and The General both do more than Modern Times and some other Chaplin movies and plenty of other Buster Keaton movies. Like, I wouldn't give Go West, for example, that's another Buster Keaton movie. I wouldn't give that one a thumbs up. I wouldn't give, what's it called, The Three Ages. I think that's one of his movies. The one where he's like marrying a bunch of times. I wouldn't give that one a thumbs up. But Sherlock Jr., I think I can give a thumbs up. The Apartment gets a thumbs up. Battleship Potemkin is one that I just haven't seen for whatever reason. This is a really important one, though, that I need to see eventually. Blade Runner. Blade Runner comes up a lot on this channel. I don't love Blade Runner. I do think it deserves to be on here. I'll give it a thumbs up, even though I don't like it as much as many people do. Le Mépris, Jean-Luc Godard's back to the list. This is one of his movies I have not seen. I bet Breathless is on here, too. There's a lot of Godard on this list. News from Home is Chantal Akerman, who's an interesting filmmaker. I haven't seen this one, though. Fear Eats the Soul. Interesting that they don't have the full title, because the full title is usually listed as Ali, Fear Eats the Soul. This one's a huge thumbs up. I love this movie. I might even put this one higher on my own list. And I am putting together my own list, by the way. I'm doing my own top 250, just like the IMDb and Letterboxd are 250. And that's in the works. I'm going to be doing my top 100 action movies first, though, because I wanted to break down that genre. The Piano I have not seen. I did just watch last night The Piano Teacher, though, and I would give that one a thumbs up. The 400 Blows is one that I haven't seen all of. I've seen like bits and pieces of it. Wanda is an interesting one. I'll give this one a watch because it's on Canopy. Ordette I have not seen. North by Northwest. I gave this one a thumbs down when it showed up on the AFI list. I'm going to do the same here. It's good. I don't think it's one of Hitchcock's best, though. It's his most like commercial, one of his most successful. I think it does feel extremely commercialized, and I think that hurts it a little bit. It feels like spectacle for the sake of spectacle, rather than necessarily being motivated by the story and characters that aren't compelling in the way that I'm looking for. I don't think it's bad by any means. I think it is still a great movie. I wouldn't count it amongst the greatest, so that's another no for me. Battle of Algiers I have not seen. Barry Lyndon, that's a thumbs up. Killer of Sheep I have not seen. This one I haven't heard too much talk about, so interesting to see it on here. I will add that one to my watch list. Stalker is, I'm saving that to be my final Tarkovsky movie, so I'm watching those other movies first. And I have a couple of Tarkovskys left to watch. I still have to watch Nostalgia as well. I kind of went out of my way to watch Tarkovsky in reverse order of what people usually call his best movies, because I don't know, I just feel like it'd be interesting to experience that way, see them get better and better throughout. And I started with The Sacrifice, and I thought that was absolutely incredible. So Rashomon, I actually don't think Rashomon's one of Kurosawa's best, but it does deserve to be on here. I would put many other Kurosawa movies ahead of Rashomon, though. Bicycle Thieves, I've never seen. This is one of those huge ones I've just never seen for whatever reason. Rear Window is a thumbs up. That is, I think, a Hitchcock movie. It's absolutely deserving of space on this list. I think one of his best. It might even be my favorite of Hitchcock's movies. Rear Window and Psycho are my two favorites, easily. Something Like It Hot, I've never seen. A Bout de Soufflé, this is Breathless. This is just the French title for Breathless, and that one definitely deserves to be on there. M is a thumbs up. It's another Fritz Lang gets on there. City Lights is one of the Charlie Chaplin movies I haven't seen. Maybe this one does more than Modern Times for me. Like with Modern Times, it's funny, it's entertaining, but that's where it ends. Pather Pancelli is a big thumbs up. It's a great movie. L'Atlante I have not seen. Oh, there's Psycho, thumbs up. I was just talking about that. And I was just mentioning The Mirror as well. Mirror gets a big thumbs up. Mirror is very good. 8.5 gets a thumbs up. I mentioned that one earlier too. Oh, Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Here's another new recent one. And another one that I say, hell yeah, it deserves to be included in here. Portrait of a Lady on Fire is excellent. Same with Taxi Driver. I love seeing Taxi Driver really high. I love seeing Scorsese get all the love he deserves. Daisies I have not seen. Showa, this is another documentary, which I have not seen. Night of the Hunter is a big thumbs up. I'm a little surprised to see it this high. It is very good. But like I wouldn't put it above like Taxi Driver, for example. Hazard and Balthazar, I have not seen yet, but I'm very much looking forward to. Do the Right Thing, I gave a thumbs down on the AFI list, and I'm going to give it a thumbs down here, purely because Spike Lee is a terrible actor, and it really does hurt the movie a lot for me. If you can overlook that, then yeah, it deserves to be on here, but he's so central, like he's the main character. I don't know, just to cast yourself in the main role and not be self-aware of how bad of an actor you are, it really does hurt the movie for me. Playtime I love to see, especially this high. Playtime is wonderful. Jacques Tati is excellent. I have a Jacques Tati tier list that is shot, and I just need to edit it and put it up. Late Spring is not one of the Ozus that I've seen. Passion of Joan of Arc is a thumbs up. Seven Samurai is a thumbs up. Again, not my favorite Kurosawa. This one is a lot of people's favorite Kurosawa, but I don't even know if it makes my top like 5 Kurosawas, which is probably a little off the beaten path because it is a lot of people's top Kurosawa. Apocalypse Now is a thumbs up. Persona is a big thumbs up. Close Up is at the very tippy top of my watch list, but I just haven't seen it quite yet. I will be watching this one very, very soon. Meshes of the Afternoon is another one that's short. It's like 20 minutes, give or take, right? It is great. I'm surprised that they're including so many like short films and documentaries and stuff on here. The Searchers, I have not seen yet. That's another one that's very, very high up on my list. I would say the same about Cleo from 5 to 7, actually, because I haven't seen that one either. La Règle de Jeu, I have not seen. The Godfather is a thumbs up. Sunrise, A Tale of Two Humans. I think I watched this one in film school, but I don't know if we watched the whole thing or just parts of it. I think I won't pass judgment on it. Singing in the Rain, I have not seen. Man with a Movie Camera. It's another one that's not a typical narrative. I guess I would give it a thumbs up. Mulholland Drive, there we go. There's Lynch. I love there's a Lynch movie in the top 10. That's good, and it is the one that I expected to find in here. Beau Travail, I have not seen, but this is another one that I will be watching soon. 2001: A Space Odyssey, I don't like as much as most people, but I do think it deserves a spot in the top 100. In the Mood for Love is a big thumbs up. I'm kind of surprised to see it this high, but I'm not mad that it's that high. Tokyo Story, another Ozu I haven't seen. I've only seen one Ozu, I think, and I didn't love it, but I thought it was pretty good. Citizen Kane is a thumbs up. Vertigo is the movie that was number 1 before, and it's a thumbs up. Number 1 is Jeanne Dielman. I have not seen it yet. The number 1 movie, I've not seen it. I've been meaning to, but it's like almost 4 hours long, so it's a big time commitment. I'll be watching it soon, though. What I think I will do, what I'm going to commit to doing, is between shooting this video and editing this video, I will watch it, and I will, in the edit, put a note of my general thoughts in the edit. And yeah, so that's the full list. Jeanne Dielman is the new number 1. Pretty solid list. I only had 4 no's, and they are 4 no's that a lot of people would surely disagree with. The 4 were, it was Get Out, which a lot of people love. It was North by Northwest, which is a Hitchcock movie. It was Do the Right Thing, which a lot of people would rank even higher than the BFI did it. And what was the last one that I said no to? Oh, and Modern Times, a Charlie Chaplin classic of the silent era. So even the 4 that I said no to are still obviously really good movies. There isn't a single just like bad movie out here, or even a single movie that I wouldn't call really good. They're all really good. It's just if we're honing in on 100 only, those 4 don't make the cut. But the rest of them are all really good. Plus, there's a whole bunch I haven't seen yet. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the BFI Top 100. Check out my reactions to the IMDb Top 250, the Letterboxd Top 250, and subscribe and stick around so you don't miss my AFI Top 100 or my own personal Top 250 or Top 100 action movies lists. I have already put out my Top 100 horror movies list. That one you can find on the channel already. Top 100 horror movies. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. So long.